Where are Antony and Cleopatra? Cairo, Egypt. An archaeologist in Egypt believes he may have discovered the long-lost tomb of Antony and Cleopatra. Egypt's top archaeologist, Zahi Hawass, believes that Antony and Cleopatra, two legendary rulers of antiquity, are buried inside a 2,000-year-old Egyptian temple called Osiris Magna. The partially excavated temple is located near the Mediterranean Sea, about 30 miles from Egypt's ancient seaside capital of Alexandria, where Cleopatra is known to have resided. While the precise location of Antony and Cleopatra's final resting place has long been a mystery, historians do know that thanks to Greek writer and historian Plutarch, that the two were buried together. General Antony was ruler of Rome and Cleopatra was the queen of Egypt. Their deaths in 30 BCE, before Common Era, followed the defeat of their united armies during a clash involving Caesar Augustus, who had challenged the two rulers for complete control of the Roman Empire. According to Plutarch, Caesar permitted the pair to be entombed together. So did Caesar have Antony and Cleopatra buried in the Egyptian temple, as Hawass believes? Hawass concedes that archaeologists are not 100% certain that Antony and Cleopatra are entombed there. However, he says that excavation work has unearthed a great deal of evidence supporting his theory. Inside the temple, archaeologists have thus far discovered 22 coins bearing Cleopatra's name and face. They have also found various carvings that appear to be representations of the famous pair. In addition, a fragment of a mask with a cleft chin has been found. If you look at the face of Mark Antony, many believe he had this cleft in his chin, said Hawass. That's why I thought this could be Mark Antony. For Hawass, the most compelling evidence supporting his theory is the discovery of a cemetery encircling the temple. The cemetery contains at least 10 mummies. These mummies are from the same period as the artifacts found inside the temple. The placement of the cemetery indicates that someone of great importance was laid to rest inside the temple. The discovery of the cemetery has really convinced me that there is someone important buried inside this temple, Hawass says. No one will be buried outside a temple without a reason. We saw that in the pharaonic days they were always buried beside pyramids. Kathleen Martinez, an archaeologist from the Dominican Republic, has studied life of Cleopatra for 12 years. Martina has participated in excavations at the temple with Hawass for the last 3 years. Hawass credits Martinez for originally suggesting that Antony and Cleopatra's tomb might be located inside Osiris Magna. I believe it could be inside Osiris Magna because it is the most sacred temple of the time, Martinez says. Hawass' claim about what lies inside the temple is the latest in a long line of spectacular assertions, many of which have been met with skepticism and bemusement, at least initially, by experts of Egyptian antiquities. But Hawass has been associated with many impressive discoveries. These include the Valley of the Golden Mummies, the mummy of the Egyptian queen Hatshepsut, and others. Hawass is confident that he will soon add the tomb of Antony and Cleopatra to his list of significant finds. He is now studying the temple using ground-penetrating radar, which has thus far revealed 3 possible sites of subterranean burial chambers located 40 feet underground. Excavations are now in progress to determine whether the bodies of the two rulers, long thought lost forever, are indeed buried within one of these chambers. In my opinion, Hawass enthused, if this tomb is found, it will be one of the most important discoveries of the 21st century. The Associated Press contributed to this story. Cause and effect. The effect says Martinez thinks Antony and Cleopatra are in the tomb. Which cause best fits the box above? A. Martinez has studied the life of Cleopatra for the last 12 years. B. Martinez has helped with excavations at the Osiris Magna for 3 years. C. The Osiris Magna was the most sacred temple of its time. D. The Osiris Magna is located near the ancient city where Cleopatra lived. Number 2. Which is the closest synonym for the word bemusement? A. Sarcasm. B. Puzzlement, C. Optimism, or D. Adversity? Number 3. The reader can infer from the article that A. Important leaders were buried with material possessions in ancient times. B. Archaeologists are sure that Antony and Cleopatra were buried inside Cyrus Magna. C. Hoas has yet to examine the fragment of a mask with the cleft chin that was found. D. Greek historians have yet to release information about Antony and Cleopatra. Number 4. In the 5th paragraph, the author's primary point is A. Various items found in the temple support Hoas's theory that Antony and Cleopatra are buried there. B. Hoas has admitted that archaeologists are not 100% certain if the long-lost tomb is in the temple. C. Many coins were created in ancient times that displayed the name and face of Queen Cleopatra. D. Antony was known to have a cleft on his chin, just like the one on the mask found in the temple. Number 5. Which of these should not be included in the summary of this article? A. Martinez is an archaeologist from the Dominican Republic who studies Queen Cleopatra. B. Excavations are in progress to find out if Antony and Cleopatra's tomb is in the temple. C. Hoas believes he has discovered Antony and Cleopatra's tomb in Cyrus Magna. D. Archaeologists found items associated with Antony and Cleopatra at Cyrus Magna. 6. The article states, I believe it could be inside Cyrus Magna because it was the most sacred temple of its time, Martinez said, which would be the closest synonym for the word sacred. A. Serene. B. Revered. C. Enriched. D. Ornate. Number 7. The news article says all of the following except A. Archaeologists found carvings that appear to be representations of Antony and Cleopatra. B. Historians say that Cleopatra resided at Cyrus Magna before she died. C. The location of the tomb of Antony and Cleopatra has long been a mystery. Or D. The Cyrus Magna is a partially excavated temple near the Mediterranean Sea.